existence of a country, and so we're being told. Sometimes, of course, we have erring officers, but to a large extent, you're sacrificing your existence for the prosperity of your country. And so the governor is liking, his fight to enlisting in the army. And then I'm listening to the governor speak, and then it's occurring to me, is it really like enlisting in the army, or is it the pulling down syndrome politics that we play in Rivers State, or is it the politics of bitterness that we play in Rivers State, where if it's not in my group, if it's not from my tribe, if it's not from my religion, then I'm not going to support him. And there's nothing bad with supporting people from your religion, tribe, or political, affiliations and all of that. There's nothing wrong. However, is it in the interest of Rivers State? And while I'm pondering on that thought, I began to flash my mind back to all of the conversations we've had since October last year, and the plethora of contributions, different radio callers have called in, add their views. Some of you, when you call, I can already guess what you're about to say. And then I am imagining, even though we pride ourselves and say on the show that it is for the development of Rivers State, are we really, really talking for the development of Rivers State? So where's our love? Where's our love? Where's our, what's it called now? Where's our love? So is it really like enlisting in the army? Are we really sacrificing? Are we really arguing, criticizing, praising, complimenting with the intention of growing Rivers State? Or do we do it just because, he's an Ijaw man, he's an Ikwere man, he's a Christian, he's a Muslim, he's a civil servant, he's an accountant, no, he's a lawyer? Is that what the argument is about? Or do we sit down? And by the way, we all cannot have the same perspective, and that's why we have shows like this, to sample as many perspectives that are out there as possible. We can all have the same perspective, and so the idea, once again, is to hear your own side of the argument, but is your argument in the interest of the development of Rivers State? Or, like I argued on Wednesday, are you basically just arguing to prove a point, to ensure that your favorite politician is, in office, to beat your chest and say he's a big man, he's a strong man, he's on ground? Is that the reason why, we do what we do? And, we've had this conversation before. We've had several people from our tribes in different positions in government or in the corridor of power, and yet it has not really trickled down to you and I. So is it really in the interest of Rivers State? And let's take a listen to the governor.
Now, going back to the main business of today, we're here to honor dedication, to commend determination. A lot of you that are here, I know you've been hearing one thing or the other, but what we're doing is not different from what these fallen heroes did for our country. Some persons who have decided to be enemies of the state wanted us to experience a dark, or will I say a black Christmas. But because we're determined to make sure that the interests of Rivers State should be the first thing, we're able, not easy, but to meet our obligation as a government. And today, I can say boldly that our civil servants are happy. Even in the face of all the propaganda that my location fell inside one bridge. But the civil servants are happy. We are the first state, not just making the promise, but living up to that promise. Today, civil servants that were collecting 70,000 before are jubilating with 120, 140. What is the greatest joy any government can achieve? It's not, you might do some project, you might do that, but the most important thing is the happiness that you live in the hearts of people. That is, God doesn't start and end halfway. We're determined to follow this journey, and we'll follow it to the end, where everyone will know that it is only God Almighty that gives power.
All right, so you have the governor there. It's liking to, what the soldiers, the army officials have done, which is fighting for the nation. But really, are we fighting for a river state? Are we fighting for the development, or is it once again, to ensure that our favorite politicians are in certain places? Is it, for those who are politicians? Now, the question to you is it because you want to maintain power? You want to continue in power? Because, they say power can intoxicate. It's like fine wine. Once you drink it, once you take it in, it's difficult to stop taking it in. So I want to get your thoughts for those of you listening right now. I do have a commercial coming up in a bit. But the question is simple. Despite our differences, and yes, we must have differences, I do not expect the Ogoni man to think like the Ijaw man, nor do I expect him to think like the Eche man. However, the question then is, despite our differences, can we be human beings and think for the development? Because it's basic to every region, religion, ethnic nationality. And what am I referring to that is basic? The right to live, the right to justice, the right to peace, the right to the basic amenities of life. So can we set aside our differences and ensure the development of River State? Can we indeed fight like we are enlisted in the army? Do you think the governor, the commissioners, the people who are in the opposing side, do you think all of them are fighting for the development of River State? And then there is this odd question I always love to ask when I have conversations like this. What really is the goal? What is the goal? What are we trying to achieve as a state? Do we have a goal, or is it, basically any government that comes in or anybody who wants to contribute to just say, let's have water, let's have light? Do we have a goal? Because if we do have a goal, then maybe we will be able to, march out a plan to help us get to the promised land. We'll go for a quick commercial. When we do come back, we'll talk some more. Please do stay tuned.
Nigeria Info.
Welcome, 4:32 p.m. You're still listening to Hard Facts and 92.3 Nigeria Info. Good afternoon to you. And I'm asking the question, how do we ensure that whatever politicking we are politicking, whatever it is that we are doing is in the interest of River State, our locality? And that's the conversation I want us to talk about. Because, I mean, if you listen to the governor there, he talked about, the attempt by his detractors to crumble the state, to put the state in a state of comatose. And then I was thinking, whether it is the truth or not, are we going to fight to the point where the state becomes a collateral damage? That's the conversation. I mean, even for you, the listener, you, the supporter, I want to get your thoughts on these very issues. I'm going to the phone lines now, 0817 923 0002, 0817 923 0003, and 0817 923 0002. There's WhatsApp for WhatsApp text messages and calls, 0809 030 6416. What is on your mind? I would love to hear. Let's take this call, 92.3 Nigeria Info. Talk to me.
Hello, good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon to you.
Yeah, my name is Comrade Clinton, calling from Bori.
All right, Clinton from Bori, your time starts now.
Yeah, you're talking about Rivers' interest
Mm.
and how we can put in Rivers' interest first.
Mm.
It all starts from us, the callers, as well as the citizens of Rivers at large. It is not about praise singing. There's what called constructive criticism. And when you criticize government policy as someone that means well for the state, try and provide solutions to the problem. The problem we have in this state is that we have a section of people that never see anything good in any government. Or we also have another set of people that when they're in a government, they will continue to sing praises of that government, forgetting about the flaws of that government. And when you try to correct some of those impressions, they come at you. So in all, we want a better River State where everybody will be carried along. Everybody will feel a part of the government, doing some projects that have far-reaching effects on the people.
Okay.
And when they do this kind of things, as a youth that means for the state, I do come out and comment. But when I see that the government is going the wrong way, Canada, I will not fold my hands and be quiet.
I've got to go.
Talk about it.
I've got
Thank
to
you
go.
very much.
Clinton, thank you. Chima from Mokuta, welcome, Chima. Let's get your thoughts.
Hello, good evening, Mr. Canada. So for you have to understand whether we like it or not, whatever thing we are doing is based on personal interest.
Of course, I agree. Personal interest, I agree.
Now, in a conflict of power tussle, a philosophy said that nobody is correct, is right, because the both sides, God is neither in any side, because the both sides are right. Now the issue is that now we're talking about governance.
Can both sides? Jim, I might disagree. Can both sides be right on the same issue, especially in politics?
Maybe you are going.
I understand what philosophy says. I'm talking about politics. I'm talking about politics.
Then I will talk, but if you not come time, you just let me flow. No, I have been one of the persons that have been looked as a critic in this the governor's administration. Now, I would say yes that if you look very, very well, you will see the governor's statement after he begins to have problems with his predecessor. It has been antagonizing. Now, you went to a function yesterday. Why don't you just focus on the function? How does the military, whatever, have to do with River State payment and Black Christmas and enemy of the state? When somebody makes kind of statement, you know where his person is going to. And you actually, you knew what you did to make him a governor. We all supported him. We knew what we fought. And now, even if you have now said that you are not doing another different aspect of life, we are okay with you. Go, don't worry. We're waiting for 2027. We're going to do election again. But when you go, you begin to make some kind of inciting statement. They want to share the money. They want to take the money. And you begin to talk to people that don't really know what's inside. Then what do you want us to do? We should not stay outside. Now, Mr. Canada, have I come here and say that the government employ people that they shouldn't employ them? or when he pays his salary now, they shouldn't pay them. But I said, allow my assembly member that is representing me to speak on my behalf.
Okay. All right. So you're speaking for development.
That's what I'm talking about. For development, yes.
Okay.
Let me speak on my behalf because the budget he's talking about was not only read by just 3 persons.
Okay.
In their own constituency. What about me? The whole Mokuta, we are denied in total.
All right, I've got to go. I've got to go.
What I knew from law and judgment. If I do not obey judgment, the government, the executive is going to arrest me.
All right, Chima, I've got to go. I've got to go. Thank you. Thank you. 30 seconds more. 92.3 Nigeria Info.
Kalada. We have freedom of speech at all times.
Not at all time, Isaiah. We have freedom of speech,
but
not
you are alive, except you are dead.
Okay, but not even as long as you're living. If you say something that
you
will
can only tell me where my rights stop.
Okay.
Another person's right begins.
So not at all times then. But go ahead, Isaiah.
Now, the governor is the grandfather, and the great grandfather is the biggest father as long as the state is concerned.
I thought he was serving the people. I thought he was a servant of the people. Is he?
No, yes. As a servant, he came say, I came to serve, not to be served. But at the same time, he's the Lord and the Master of the universe. And the Father and the Creator. His name is the King of the Jews, the light of the tribe of Judah. His name is too much.
Your time is going.
So many things.
Okay.
Let me tell you, that is what the governor represents as the first citizen of the state. He has the right when he goes to church. You see, you can't deny him of the pulpit. If you can deny everybody the pulpit, not the governor.
Interesting.
And you will give them that freedom of expression to fully.
Isaiah, let me pause you now. So are you saying the governor is free to say anything he likes and is above the law? Is that what you're saying?
Within the confines of the law, within the confines, you understand, not to trample on somebody's right or not to, you understand. But what you can see, there is a saying that what the eye sees, it what it has the mouth. And for the mouth, you carry the next year, the next, that is how, so the information of the end lane, they reach everywhere. It's just like that. Governor has the power, the ability to speak at everything, but respect the right of every citizen.
All right.
What we are saying is,
Isaiah.
that's what the governor is advising. He's not saying that, okay, from the inception of the governor.
Isaiah, I'm sorry, I would have to go. No, it wasn't. But I've got to go. All right, thank you. Lost him from Unigua. Welcome. What is on your mind? Welcome.
Calendar, thank you. The truth of the matter is that we are all, I don't know about others, like me, I talk for the development of this country.
Not for interest. Not for interest.
We are not part of River.
Government.
So, for me, talking about it, should be talking of how can we bring peace between these warring parties for River State to move forward.
Interesting.
There has to be peace.
Okay.
Every that comes, this person will speak from this side, the other person will speak from this side. Nobody is talking about peace. Nobody has said, meanwhile, they were all elected in different capacity to serve River State.
Interesting.
The governor was not the only one elected to serve River. The lawmakers were elected. Yes, you said they defected, they did this, they did that. Allow the court to do its job. If court eventually, if the court says it.
Oh my, Lawson, we're losing connection there. Can you hear me, Lawson? Can you hear me, Lawson? All right, I would have to step that one down. Zion from GRA. Lawson, sorry about that. We lost connection with you. Zion, can you hear me? Hello, Zion. Hello? Okay, I guess it's it's my network. My network is crappy now. So let's go to WhatsApp 0809 0306 and let's drop messages or call via WhatsApp if you can, and let's talk for the development, like I would always say. This one says Nigeria's current state of affairs is causing more harm than good. It's alarming to see how these divisions have hindered development, love, sacrifice, and patriotism among citizens. The lack of willingness to give way for new ideas and fresh leadership is also a significant concern. The recent leadership tussles in River State are a prime example of this. It is essential to move beyond one-sided politics and blind support. Instead, we should focus on constructive support, backing leaders who prioritize the greater good. As the United States Institute of Peace notes, Nigeria has significant work to do in improving national, state, and local security and governance. It is crucial for citizens to come together and demand better from their leaders. By doing so, we can create a more united and prosperous Nigeria. I stand corrected. Medic from Transformatic. Medic seems to be dropping a lot of thoughts on the show today. Thank you, Medic. This one says, good day to you. What the governor said is the truth. See, Kalada, many of the callers are stereotyped too. Some of them know the truth but wounded meat because of unnecessary loyalty. A government is started by paying you 30,000 naira minimum wage, even when your guy who claimed to love River State couldn't pay in 8 years. This same governor is the first to pay 85,000 naira minimum wage in this country, and you still hate him. Even when all your family members still benefit one way or the other. Is that not witchcraft? One of your callers from, I'm not going to call the location, said, who doesn't support the governor, said it all. I really like the way he criticizes. Unlike one from, I'm not going to say, who doesn't see anything good even if the governor employs everyone in his compound. Let's think and talk for development just as you always posit. May God open our eyes to see the truth. Akpabio Jr. But Akpabio, I'm going to ask you this question. Is payment of salary enough to say the governor is the best in the world? I mean, payment or increase in salary, is that enough? What if the salary increment can buy you what you deserve due to, government failing in order? I'm not saying this government has failed. It's just a question I'm putting out there. Government failing in other spheres or in other aspect of governance. Can you still say that the government is good? Just a question, because you said, we should praise him because he has paid salaries. But this one says the governor has defeated. Is that what you meant? Is it defeated you meant, or is it defective? Now I'm confused. But you said the governor has defeated his opponent from all angles. Intisat Daniel from HA. And this one says it is the executive that bought form for the legislature, so they should be loyal to the executive for peace to reign. Thanks to our dear governor for the minimum wage, Mike from Port Harcourt. Right, but while I'm waiting for the phone lines to be up and running, 0817-923-0002, 0817-923-0003. Those are the call numbers. Keep trying, and let's see if you will be able to connect through to me. The WhatsApp number for your text contributions, and you could also call me via WhatsApp 0809 0306 Okay, let's take a listen to the governor again.
Now, going back to the main business of today, we're here to honor dedication, to commend determination. A lot of you that are here, I know you've been hearing one thing or the other. But what we're doing is not different from what these fallen heroes did for our country. Some persons who have decided to be enemies of the state wanted us to experience a dark, or will I say black Christmas. But because we're determined to make sure that the interests of River State should be the first thing, we're able Not easy, but to meet our obligation as a government. And today, I can say boldly that our civil servants are happy. Even in the face of all the propaganda that my location fell inside one bridge. But the civil servants are happy. We are the first state, not just making the promise, but living up to that promise. Today, civil servants that were collecting 70,000 before are jubilating with 120, 140. What is the greatest joy any government can achieve? It's not, you might do some project, you might do that, but the most important thing is the happiness that you leave in the hearts of people. That is, God doesn't start and end halfway. We're determined to follow this journey, and we'll follow it to the end, where everyone will know that it is only God Almighty that gives power.
All right, so you heard the governor there once again saying it is like enlisting for the army, joining the army. But when I look at joining the army, it's not a trivial thing. It's not frivolous in nature. It's you laying down your life so that other citizens, other indigents, other what's it called now? Other Nigerians, or in this case, other Rivers people, can live a peaceful life, can feel the warmth of their loved ones, can have a career and grow therein. You know, the reason is so that you can protect your country. You lay down your life to protect. But do we have that feeling? Or do we play that role? Because if the governor is saying that he is likening it to, what the force men do, is that what we really do when we've argued whether there was a defection or there wasn't? Did we do it from a point of fact? Did we do it from a point of honesty? Did we do it from a point of love for the River State? Or did we do it because we had certain things to benefit, or because it was our tribesman, or because we had enjoyed one favor or the other from the person we support? That's one way to look at it. Laying down our lives, are we really ready? Because if we were, one would wonder why, like Lawson said, we've not been able to achieve peace in over 1 year of all the debates. We've had lawyers come in, we've had experts, analysts come in, we've had different set of people, be it Morning Crossfire, be it Hard Facts. We've had them come in on newspaper pages. We've seen them argue. Social media, we've seen them drop their thoughts. We've read their thoughts. The question is it for the interest of River State? Have we ever stopped and imagined what River State would have been like, or would have looked like, or would have achieved if all of these infighting, if all of these, back and the forth were never there? Have we ever imagined if, of course, I'm not saying we should all be of one mind, it will be counterproductive if all of us thought in the same direction, if, I could not see things from your own perspective. However, have we ever thought that if it was not as bitter, not as violent as it has been in the over 1 year, that just maybe River State would have been way better for it? I think the phone lines are not working. Well, before I go to the phone lines, I think it's gone off again. The network generally is poor. Let's read this one. It says, Mewley and Co. Lost your seats as affirmed by the PDP acting national chairman, who recently wrote to INEC to conduct by-elections to fill the vacant seats created by a defection. They should understand that delay of verdicts to affirm the vacation of the seats only allows them to parade as former assembly members and not to seek to make up. Is this for me? Not to seek to make obnoxious laws as you're doing. Victor from Egmont, are you sure you're sending it to the right place? Because even if you want to make that argument, there are people who will argue. I think it was Lawson yesterday who would argue that Federal High Court, Court of Appeal, all recognize Martin Ameole as Speaker of the House of Assembly. Maybe you've gone to court, to expedite proceedings. Maybe that could have been the case, but no, you're still arguing in that direction. This one comes here. This one says, I am a great supporter of Governor Singh.
Nigeria Info. We'll be right back.
In the kitchen game, there are players and there are ballers. And